Hi up everyone, I hope you're all doing alright and taking care of yourselves. I've not built a container home before, so I thought I'd give it a go. I was looking at a few pictures on Pinterest. Well, I always look at pictures on Pinterest for my build inspiration, but you know, just to get an idea of like exactly what I want to build. I was looking at container homes for a while and ended up going down a bit of a rabbit hole, as I usually do when I'm looking for like build inspiration. And I found a couple like modern ones where it were like modern container home, tiny home type things, and that's the sort of thing that I wanted to build. So that's what we've got today, and I used Eco Lifestyle, Get Together and Get to Work. I think that's all the packs that I used, but full details of the packs will be in the description, but I'm pretty sure that's all I used. I did want to do a pack restricted build for this one. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with it and I quite like how it turned out. I was very sort of apprehensive and a bit unsure of myself going into it because I didn't think that I could do a good job of it. I do really enjoy doing modern builds, but sometimes the thing that I have in my head is completely different to what like I end up putting down. But in this case that weren't necessarily a bad thing. I did kind of match the image I had in my head like mostly. There were a couple of things that I kind of wanted the build to look like I were tempted to put like a graffiti type thing on the containers to make it look like they're actual, like, you know, they were previously used as shipping containers, and put like posters on them or signs or graffiti or stuff like that. But I thought in the end it didn't really like look right with that sort of thing. It's not that type of aesthetic, I guess. It's more like modern, tidied, that sort of look, rather than like, oh, we've bought a old container bin thing. What are they even called? Just a container in it. Shipping container. But yeah, like rather than it being like, oh, we've bought an old container and just gonna do it up, it's like we've got a container, but it's like we probably could have bought it brand new. So yeah, it's got definitely more of like a modern look to it, in my opinion. But that's what I was looking at. Like that's what the Pinterest pictures were coming up with. They were like modern sort of themes going on, and the interiors of them were all sort of like put together and modern, some sort of Scandi features here and there, lots of plants and stuff on the interior. And I actually wanted to build a container home ages ago, actually. I think it was like last year in the summertime. I'd seen a picture of this like container home that was on wheels, so it was like a trailer home, container home, like hybrid type thing, and it had this like loft to it, and I thought it looked really cool. So yeah, I tried building that like last year at some point. Didn't actually like finish it. I think I got a bit frustrated with it. To be fair, I got frustrated with this build more so like in the start because I built it quite late. I built it like last night, Monday evening time. But I was sort of like battling myself between if I wanted to start a save file or not. So you might have noticed, or you might not have, you can go and have a look if you want, but on the community tab I posted a poll about asking people if I were to do a save file of Willow Creek or remake it or whatever, would people want it to be mostly base game or to use a few packs? So yeah, there is a poll on there if you want to go and answer that. I think at the minute there's about 34 votes or something like that, and fully base game is like the more common one, the most popular one, should I say. And then I also did one on Instagram as well, and that's looking about the same. That's looking like the most popular choice. I was thinking as well, like if I do the save file, because I mean everybody's done a save file, haven't they, really? And I kind of want to make a save file that's my sort of, how can I explain this? You know when you start a new challenge or a new gameplay mode and you go into Willow Creek and it's the same old shit basically. It's Bella Goth and Alexander Goth and Mortimer Goth and Cassandra Goth, like they're just living their life. Same thing that they've been doing for the past like since 2014. All the families are the same, all the houses are the same, all the buildings that you go to visit are the same. And I just thought every time I start a new save or start a new playthrough or a family or whatever, it's just the same like all the time, and I just get so sick of it. And often I do start out in Willow Creek, like I do like to play there sometimes. I like the neighbourhood, I like playing there, and I like the Sims. But sometimes I just get a bit like fed up with it. I'm just a bit like, oh, I'm sick of it. It's like the same thing like every day since 2014. Like it does get a bit boring. So I always think to myself, I want to get a save file that's just like kind of just something different. Like it's the same sort of idea. You know, you've got your families in there, you've got some starter houses, you've got some blank lots, and just have different Sims there basically is the kind of thought process that I've got with it. And I thought, well, why don't I just make it myself? Because I always like think to Google it and to ask other people, like, do you have a blank save file, or do you have anything that you have in place of like the main save file? And yeah, instead of going out looking for it, I thought I might as well just make it myself, and then it can be exactly how I want it. So yeah, I think we are leaning more towards fully base game. But going back to what I were on about before I went on a bit of a tangent, I were going to start that save file like today. I was going to post a video doing the first house, and I was thinking like, because I do want to make speed builds of the houses that I make, but I don't want to like focus too much on it. I want to sort of gradually do it over time, because you know, if I'm doing it fully base game, it's going to get pretty stale for me building base game houses like constantly. So I might do it in a way where it's like showcasing it by neighborhood rather than by lot. It just kind of depends though. It just kind of depends. Maybe I'll just do speed builds for every lot. Maybe I'll change my mind on it. I don't know yet. But there's also a possibility for expansion later on. Like I might even do Oasis Springs. Eventually I might do Newcrest. I've never actually filled Newcrest, so that could be interesting to do. But I think the style that I want to go for is in keeping with the world, because I would love to have a modern version of Willow Creek, like that's my ideal, but the world surrounding the lots, it doesn't match. Like you can build modern houses and stuff, but they just, you know, like the fake houses in the background of the world, like they don't match, and I hate that. I hate it sort of breaks the immersion for me. So yeah, that's, like I said, kind of what I was struggling with this build, because I started off, I was going to renovate, I think it was like Daisy Hovel or something, or one of those starter houses in that like neighbourhood where the BFF household lives. But because I was building it so late, and I was also like preoccupied doing like a bunch of other stuff at the same time, I think I just got a bit in my own head about like, is it right to do the container home? Should I carry on, or should I do like a base game build for the save file? Should I actually start with that, or you know, what should I do? I even started off making a sim for the save file, so I made like the first sim for it, because I do want to do that as well, because I want to have it with the option to make your own sims and move in, but then I still want some people in the world. So yeah, I think that's what I will do. But I will do polls on it and stuff, so keep an eye out on the community tab for stuff like that over the next like coming weeks, I guess. I'll probably make a start on the save file after next week. I'm actually going away soon, so next week there won't be any videos. I might try and get a couple shorts up just to compensate for the fact that there won't be any speed builds, but I'm just not going to have time to put like everything together. It's like the school holidays and everything, so I don't have a lot of time to do stuff while my kids are at home. It's actually took me till 4:30 to record this speed build voiceover, even though the speed build was edited down at about 12, so I've had nearly 5 hours to record, and I've only recorded halfway because I have to keep stopping and intervening in whatever's going on with them. So yeah, it's just one of those things, you know, being a parent, it just like, you know, you can't just do whatever you want. You've got to do your responsibilities first, which is fine, but it just slowed me down. So I just want to make that clear. So if videos are a bit slower, it's just because of that, you know, being a parent and stuff. It takes precedent over making videos, so I imagine that most people understand that, most people get that. But yeah, either way, what was I actually saying about the build now? I forgot. That's the trouble when you're recording a voiceover and you keep stopping and starting. I keep like forgetting what I was talking about first, but I think I was talking about the floor plan. So how the Sims access the upstairs is by going up the stairs that are up the side of the container, so there's no way to access upstairs from the interior. I did start off with a ladder, and there was just nowhere for me to put the ladder that made sense. I felt like it was just in the way, and it was like stressing me out, so I thought, do you know what, they're having some stairs up the side, that'll do, it's playable, which is all I really care about, to be honest, and also that it looks nice, so it's like a, you know, I've got 2-in-1 there. Although I don't know if it'll be like annoying to play, but either way, that's how I've done it. You could probably put a ladder down somewhere. When I do the interior, there's like a wall where I put a bathroom. You could probably fit a ladder there if you really wanted to, and then just alter the bathroom. Although now I think about it, I don't know where you'd put one. But either way, hopefully that's okay. But yeah, for the floor plan of the house, basically we've got kitchen, living room, and then upstairs is like the entirety of the bedroom, but I did manage to fit in 2 bathrooms. So I've got like a main bathroom upstairs for the sim that lives here, and then like a guest bathroom, I guess, just like a half bathroom, a toilet and a sink for when sims come over to visit. And that way you've not got sims going up and downstairs all the time, because I know that that's annoying when you're playing and you think, oh, I'll invite a sim over, and then you're like, well, where are they? And they're upstairs at a toilet or sat at a computer or whatever else. So yeah, and for the sim that I imagine would live here, I imagine that it'd be 2 sims. I imagined that they were planning on becoming more like self-sufficient and like a bit more minimalist. So they've got a bug farm thing. Are they like termites or bug thingies? I can't remember what they are, but it's like a bug house. And they can run off the fuel from the bugs. The bugs like create like a oil thing. It's like bio oil, and you can use that to fuel your generators. They've got solar panels on the roof. I always want to call them solar powels. I don't know why or where I've got that from, but solar panels on the roof. And I might even put down a what's it called now? Wind turbine. I might even put a wind turbine down somewhere just for that extra boost of power and stuff. But yeah, I imagine that they're a couple, a young couple. They're quite, you know, they want to be quite self-sufficient, at least be like renewable and stuff when it comes to energy, and self-sufficient when it comes to like fuel and everything. And yeah, there's even space for you to put down a vegetable patch or something if you wanted to. And I've put down some planter boxes as well for your sims to be able to grow their own like veg or fruit or whatever. But if you do have cottage living, you could put down some like vegetable patches if you wanted to as well. I mean, you can grow like a vegetable patch without cottage living, but yeah, you can. I'm thinking like, oh, you can't really place them on the floor, but you definitely can. You definitely can. You don't need cottage living to farm. But yeah, that was kind of the idea behind the house. And yeah, like I said, I really did enjoy building this one, and I really want to get back into like thinking about the types of sims that live in the houses and stuff, and building the house particularly for them and actually making them. So that's why I'm like looking forward to the save file, because I do want to make some sims for it. But like I said, I'll do some polls on like how many sims, if I want to like half fill it, because I know some people like to download blank save files, so it's just houses and then they move their own sims in. But I might do it where it's half and half, so then, you know, if people don't want to make their own families and fill every house, they don't have to. They've already got ones there, and then they can just make their own sims and move them into the starter homes if they wanted or whatever. But then also for people that want a blank save file, it's just a case of evicting the sims and putting them in like the household bin or whatever. Not the bin, is it? That's Sims 2. The other households thing, whatever it's called. Also for next week there'll be no streams, so yeah, the next stream that I'll do, in fact there won't be any streams this week actually. No, there'll be one on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, as normal, but there won't be a stream next Wednesday. There might be one Friday, but I don't know yet. We'll just see. Best place to keep up with me for stuff like that is Instagram, and then YouTube related stuff I'll post on. I'll try and get into the habit of posting on community tab. I think it's just because I'm not really on, when I'm on the YouTube app, I'm not really on my own like account, my HutchPlays account. I'm on my personal account to watch videos because I've got YouTube premium on that one, but I've not got it on my HutchPlays account, so I don't actually watch YouTube videos on that one. So therefore I never think about the community tab, because I'm never like on the YouTube app as a YouTube like creator. I'm just on it as more of a viewer. But I do want to try and get into the habit of using it more, because I do forget that it exists, to be honest. But yeah, just finishing off the interior now. I hope I talked about the build enough. I don't really think I have. I think I've just rambled on about, I don't even know what I've talked about, to be honest. Talked about struggling to decide what to build, and then I'm not even talking about what I did build. But yeah, for the interior, I just wanted it to be quite simple. I didn't want like a ton of stuff done. It's quite like a weird layout because it's just long. It's just a rectangle layout. But I really do like what I did with the kitchen. I like those industrial cabinets from the base game, especially since they updated the swatches. And I liked what I did with like the dining table and everything. So they've got room to have like guests over, and then they've got a place to like watch TV. And then we're going to put down a bookshelf, but I thought they've got one upstairs, they could just do with like a guitar and something else. So I put down that bonsai tree, which I didn't know that they'd updated the swatches on that. The table for that bonsai tree used to be like a dark red, type table thing, so I didn't know they actually updated the swatches for that, so that's good. So I put one of them down, a guitar, and then I put like a tiny bookshelf. And then for the exterior, as you can see, and as I've already mentioned, we've got the bug things. I can't remember what they're called. I guess it's just a bug box, like a bug hotel, bug farm, whatever it is. And then I also put a dining table outside for if your Sims want to sit outside and eat. The thing with putting stuff outside to eat, like a place to sit and eat, your Sims will just go to the nearest one, so you might have to like manually drag food and get them to sit and eat there. And then I just put down some like finishing touches, plants and whatnot, and then we'll be at the screenshots. So I'm gonna end the voiceover off here. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, as rambly as it was, and I hope that you enjoyed this build as well. And let me know if you have any suggestions for the save file, like any types of builds, any types of Sims, families, whatever else. I might even post another community thing on the community tab about it, so people can submit any comments or anything towards it. But yeah, you can still do it in the comments of any video really. I'll see them. I read all my comments. So yeah, like I said, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on it. That really helps me out. And if you haven't subscribed already and you want to, feel free to subscribe. And yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you later. Bye.